In 2025, Six Flags Fiesta Texas unveiled a new expansion to their DC Universe area. This was an update to a former kids area with some new family rides, and updates to existing attractions that were assimilated into the land. In this video, I will review the area and explain why it's a smart addition for the park. First, let's give a history of this area. It is quite interesting how we even got to this point. Fiesta Texas opened back in 1992. One of the park's original lands was Spassburg, a German village. This land still exists today, but it used to be far more expansive. It originally extended back to the quarry wall, and it included a small subsection of kids' rides. In 2000, the park was now owned by Six Flags, and they added Superman Krypton coaster. This giant B&M floorless was the park's second DC-themed coaster, but it was placed at the back of Spassburg. An American superhero did not fit in with this German village at all. It was placed there purely due to land availability. In 2009, that aforementioned cluster of kids' rides in Spassburg was transformed into its own mini-land known as Wiggles World. This area had been added to a few other Six Flags parks in the prior seasons. Based around the popular children's music group, this was a colorful land. It incorporated some of the older kiddie rides, plus a few new ones. However, this land did not last long. Six Flags terminated several licensing agreements in 2010, including the Wiggles, so this area was transformed into Kidzopolis for the 2011 season. It had the same aesthetic, but the rides were renamed to remove the references to the characters. In 2012, Sky Screamer was added to the back of Spassburg, but it didn't really feel like Spassburg. This was due to the lack of theming and Kidzopolis splitting up the land. Flash forward to 2019, Fiesta Texas added Joker Carnival of Chaos. This was a giant frisbee-style ride placed right next to Superman. Rather than continuing the hodgepodge nature of Spassburg's back section, the park smartly spun the section off as DC Universe. This initially had 3 rides: the brand new Joker, Superman Krypton coaster, and the park's Wave Swinger, which was rethemed to DC Supervillain Swing. In 2023, the park added Kid Flash Cosmic Coaster, a dueling junior coaster from Skyline. This was yet another superhero-themed coaster and was officially part of the DC Universe section. This made the back of Spassburg even more awkward. Sky Screamer was sitting there with DC Universe on both sides of it. So to fix this issue, Fiesta Texas announced an expansion of DC Universe in late 2023. This was scheduled to open in 2024. This would assimilate Kidzopolis into the area. This would retheme the existing attractions and add 3 new rides from Zamperla. Then this would also see Sky Screamer join the area as Supergirl Superflight. It is reasons like this why I think Fiesta Texas is the gold standard for Six Flags parks. They don't just add new rides, they theme those rides, and they refresh and enhance existing attractions and areas. They go above and beyond, and a large reason for that is the park's amazing president Jeffrey Siebert. While the Supergirl retheme was rolled out in 2024, the new attractions were not ready until March 2025. DC Universe is split into 2 sections, but that works because there's one cohesive theme carried through now. You have the back midway with the thrill rides. Then there's the kids section. The latter looks fantastic. The older rides were given new themes and paint schemes. Then the new rides breathe so much life into the area. There is a lot of kinetic energy. There's a monorail cycling overhead. Then Cyborg Cyber Revolution is mesmerizing with its arms spinning in unison. Then Shazam is constantly bouncing up and down. This ride looks particularly stunning at night, as it features a flashy multicolored lighting package. It is similar to the one that can be found on Joker. I just noticed a few cons with the newer section. 1. There is not much shade on the midway. This could be improved in the future rather easily by adding some shade structures. Fortunately, the queues are covered. 2. I found the pathways a bit narrow and cramped. This was the cost of adding rides to an existing area, and it minimized loss, so it was a trade-off. 3. The rides over here do not have the best throughputs, but they are on par with what you'll find in a lot of kids sections. I suspect the latter two issues will not be a major issue most days, but it could be problematic on high attendance days. The area could feel claustrophobic, and you could be waiting a while to board. So my advice with this park in general, and subsequently this land, is to avoid holiday periods if you have the flexibility to do so. Now let's run through the rides. I will start with the new ones. A key thing to know is that these are family rides. They are meant to be enjoyed by both kids and adults alike. The park's proudest addition is Metropolis Transit Authority, a monorail. Most parks that have added monorails in the past few decades have utilized smaller vehicles with lap bar restraints. Fiesta's harkens back to the older ones with larger, open-air trains. There are two 16-passenger vehicles, and the only restraint is the door to your cabin. The course is short, but it travels above the energetic new area, offering some great views. Cyborg Cyber Revolution is a Nebulaz. This has been one of the hottest flat rides in recent years, as they have popped up at parks across the country, and I get why. They are absolute eye candy. The near misses are thrilling to witness both on and off ride. The ride is not fast enough to offer airtime, so the visuals carry the experience. Then as a bonus, the cycle is accompanied by narration around a battle with Grid. This sounded nearly identical to the audio on Six Flags New England's Cyborg Hyperdrive. Shazam Tower of Eternity is a drop tower standing 70 feet, or 21 meters tall. You get a really nice view of the park, especially because the tower spins throughout. The drops are fairly mild, as they bounce downwards, but you may get a light freefall sensation along the way. This is a good warm-up for those who are too short or not quite ready for the park's taller drop tower and scream. Running through the rethemed kids rides, the Vekoma Kitty Coaster is renamed Batgirl Coaster Chase. This is a perfect first coaster for young kids. It is smooth and gentle, and yes, if you're an enthusiast seeking the credit, you are free to ride it. Penguin Gotham City Getaway is a Zamperla convoy, and the park added a few static figures along the route, which is a perfect example how they enhance older rides. Green Lantern Emerald Flight is a Zamperla jet ride. Kids can control the height of their plane, and I love how close it gets to the monorail. Then Poison Ivy Toxic Spin is a balloon tower. This is another attraction that gives some solid views. Moving to the back of the area, Superman Krypton Coaster is America's best floorless coaster. I love how there are a few drops interacting with the quarry wall. Then, there are 6 forceful inversions. And it's a people eater, so the line moves fast. If you want more in-depth thoughts about this ride specifically, I have a full review available. One other recent change, a new Daily Planet gift shop was erected, and the coaster's entrance was moved inside here. Joker Carnival of Chaos is the world's tallest frisbee-style ride. Built by Zamperla, this ride has a few max swings with really nice floater airtime at the apex. Then the downswings offer incredible speed and good positive Gs. This is why it has a strong case as the park's best flat ride. And as a bonus, the queue line is a well-themed funhouse with some really cool effects. Supergirl Skyfly is a fun-time star flyer. This stands 200 feet, or 61 meters tall. It spins at a solid clip, so you get some force. Then the views are sweet. You get a bird's eye view of the park, and you uniquely rotate above the quarry wall. DC Supervillain Swing is your standard Zero Wave swinger. It offers a nice breeze as you spin in a circle, bobbing up and down. Rockville, which is home to 2 more DC-themed coasters, is also being incorporated in a DC universe. While the ride pages on the website have not been updated to reflect this yet, the park considers these rides part of the new area. This part is a 50s vibe, which works well for Batman's entrance because it is themed to a movie theater, which if you know the comics, that is where Batman's parents died. But it'll be interesting to see if there are more upgrades to this area in the future. The two coasters here are prototypes. Batman the Ride is an SNS free spin. This is a chaotic experience as the trains will flip throughout the layout. I find this one to have more plentiful and better timed flips than the other installations in the Six Flags chain, making it all the more exciting. Wonder Woman Golden Lasso coaster is an RMC Raptor. This is an uber-intense single-rail coaster with cartoonishly fast pacing. There are a handful of hills with exceptional ejector air time, and the park upgraded this attraction in recent years, most notably with second-generation trains with more comfortable restraints. This is my second favorite ride at the park after Iron Rattler because of the power and pacing. The final ride I want to touch on is Kid Flash Cosmic Coaster. Despite being less than 2 years old, this coaster will never operate again and it will be removed. It was a great concept. Having a racing junior coaster is something we had not seen before, and the interaction looked amazing. But it was a technical nightmare from day one. This should be a spot for the park to add something else to the area in the future, so keep your eyes peeled here. The 2025 expansion also came with a new eatery, but we did not try it. We simply like Old Blue's Barbecue and Sangerfest Hall way too much to eat elsewhere when we're at the park. And in typical Fiesta Texas fashion, they actually started to upgrade the latter just after my visit. Perfect example how they enhanced something that didn't necessarily need it. As I noted at the start, the scope of this review is for the DC Universe section. If you want more in-depth thoughts about Fiesta Texas as a whole, I have a full review already published to the channel. This review is meant more to supplement that video, touching on a key addition that occurred afterwards. That is a history of Six Flags Fiesta Texas's DC Universe section and a review of the area. What are your thoughts on this land? Do you like the changes and additions? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.